We explained to Californians how we moved from a $100 billion surplus to such a significant deficit in just a matter of a few years.
Governor Newsom is very good at answering questions, but not really answering them at all. This reporter is basically asking him, where did all of California's money go under your watch? Here's his answer.
Well, it's, we can explain it. $349 billion of unprecedented capital gains, 11.6%, when traditional capital gains is around 5.18% on average. It's almost double. So you had massive volatility. You have requirements under Prop 2, the GAN. You have requirements under Prop 98, which require that set aside. We use 93% of our surplus, which is, I want to be careful, either on the higher end or without precedent for one-time purposes. So we anticipated, because we didn't want that surplus to go to ongoing commitments, we anticipated that shortfall. What we didn't anticipate is these rain bombs in December, January, February, and March, these atmospheric rivers that led to a federal declaration that led to FEMA and the IRS moving in a direction where we couldn't collect our taxes until
What is he talking about? We didn't anticipate these rain bombs? These atmospheric rivers? We want to know where the money went.
We explained to Californians how we moved from a $100 billion surplus to such a significant deficit in just a matter of a few years.
What we didn't anticipate is these rain bombs, these atmospheric rivers.
Your president can't have this conversation. He's not capable of it. Now my question is a serious one.
All right.
Okay, is Joe Biden up to the job of being president?
Yeah, but I don't think he's capable. I know he's capable.
Sorry to take so long, guys, but everyone knows I like kids better than people.
So I have great confidence moving forward. So the answer is absolutely all in terms of the next 4 years for Joe Biden.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids, wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. No, I really mean it, but think how we think about it.
Mr. President, thank you. At the end of such a momentous event, the word thank you seems kind of inadequate.
It's because of his age that he's been so successful. It's because of the wisdom and the character, the accomplishments, because of his capacity of understanding.
Does it need to be in reconciliation? Must it be in reconciliation?
What must be what?
Immigration.
We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway.
I like kids better than people. No matter what their cost. 2, 10, 12, 15. Oops, stepping on them. It's black. Anyway. And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Governor, well, I haven't talked in a while. Angela Hart, KFF Health News. Thank you. I have recently the state auditor found that California wasn't doing a great job on tracking its homelessness spending. And this isn't a gotcha question. You're doing more than any other governor in the country, really, to address this crisis. So I have a two-parter for you. Do you acknowledge, Governor, is your administration doing enough to determine whether the money that's being plowed into homelessness is being well spent? And do you worry? I'm curious. Do you worry that the appetite is souring among the public for spending more, given the lack of progress that's happening?
No, I appreciate the question and the frame. It's the right question. So one I ask myself all the time. As you know from the audit, one of the vexing issues that was highlighted in the audit was local appropriations, local data collection, and it's difficult at the state level. I say it often: localism is determinative, and each city and county has different strategies and approaches. We've tried to level set that. To your subsequent question about doing enough, as you know, a few years ago, we required accountability plans before we submitted at least one of the discretionary portions, the HAP program, to cities and counties and CACs. I rejected the first plans because I didn't think there was enough transparency and accountability and ambition. We supported the last plans. I also acknowledge that we need to do more, not just in the homeless bucket.
I'm sorry, Governor, I didn't hear responses to either of those questions about whether this is state money ultimately. I understand it goes to the counties, but do you acknowledge whether the money that the state isn't doing enough to ensure that the money is being well spent? I also didn't hear a response to whether you think that there's any, I mean, is the public appetite, do you think, I'm hearing this, like souring towards putting more money into the, I didn't hear responses to either of those.
What we didn't anticipate is these rain bombs on these atmospheric rivers.